What's up, man? Welcome back in here, man. We're gonna jump right into it. This is gonna be strictly Saints right here. We gotta talk about these injuries, man. A lot of guys went down for us in that game. I wouldn't say a lot, but important guys went down. Obviously, McCoy went down, Lattimore went down, Davenport went down. We're gonna kind of discuss those injuries, how long they'll be out for, and see what we're gonna do about that. First up, Eric McCoy. He went down real early in the game. Shout out to Cesar Ruiz, man. He came in and stepped up. I think he's just a more natural center, man. He looked real good. Saints offense didn't miss a beat. Sean Payton did say after the game if Will Clapp was healthy, he would have moved into that guard position. So I'll look for that this week against the Panthers. Probably Ruiz at center and Will Clapp at right guard. That's probably going to be the offensive line with the other three guys: Pete, Armstead, and obviously Ramczyk. Couldn't find too much on Eric McCoy. I think he has a strained calf. I saw Nick Underhill tweet that, so that may be the issue right there. Which hopefully that's just a couple of weeks and things like that, and we'll get him back. Also, Lattimore, that thumb injury. They said he's going to be week to week. He had played with the cast on the second half of last game. Hopefully he doesn't miss any time. Cast didn't seem to affect his play. I mean, if they're not throwing at you, the cast really won't matter. So, hopefully he's back against the Panthers. I don't think we'll need him per se against them. Robbie Andrews, who else they have? Moore. So I think we'll be okay, without Lattimore that game. But hopefully he plays. Then Marcus Davenport, which sucks, man. Every time he seems he's about to break through, an injury comes, and once again he has a strained pec. Glad it's not a torn pec because that probably would have put him out for the year. So he has a strain, and all the reports just keep saying he'll be back sooner rather than later. I also don't. That's too vague. I guess they have to do more tests, get more concrete time. Hopefully it's just a week or two, but don't want to rush him back. You can't lose him for the year. We're gonna have to need guys are gonna have to step up, especially on that D line. Tono, Carl Granderson. Hopefully we get Peyton Turner back. Cam Jordan's also gonna have to step up on the opposite side, and we're just gonna have to do it by committee. I think we have enough talent on that D line where it won't affect us that much, but we're gonna have to get it done. With the cornerback situation, I mean we're already thin, but good thing we signed Roby Trufant, so I feel like we're gonna be fine at corner. And on the offensive line, I mean with those four guys we have, if I don't think inserting Will Clapp would change a thing. Those other guys are way too elite for that offensive line to break down. Also, we signed Albert Huggins and Jordan Miller, I believe his name was. He's a DB and D lineman. So that's just two signers I think they're probably going to, because probably Lattimore, McCoy, Davenport, a couple of those guys are probably going to be inactive for the game. So just signed a couple guys. I don't see that, making a big impact on this team. But the third signing we made, Kenny Stills. Welcome back, Kenny Stills, man. Can I get a hand clap for that? Think we needed the receiver, man. After watching that game again, receivers struggle to get space. I mean, other than that Deontay Harris bomb, we really, didn't get much from the receivers. We got, a lot of Ack, a lot of Juwan Johnson, Troutman. Receivers are obvious, really didn't make an impact in that game. But not going to blame it all on them because we just ran the ball and, just controlled the game that way. So, but when they did have opportunities, the receivers kind of didn't get open. And once they give me the film, I'll break that down for you. But yeah, man, that'll just wrap up our our injuries, our signings, and things like that. Hopefully those guys get back healthy, get back on that field because we're gonna need them. And I'm just glad nobody came away with a major injury. Everybody it just seems to be minor. So seemed like we got lucky on that front. But let's move on to that Packers game. Man, I'm starting with the defense because that defense was absolutely balling. I mean, all 11 guys on the field at all times were playing great, holding the Packers to 3 points. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a terrible QBR, terrible passer rating, stuffed Aaron Jones for under 10 yards. I mean, you just couldn't ask for a better day overall, with that defense. Guys, you obviously have to point out Marshawn Lattimore, Gordon Devontae Adams did a great job on him. Play some great trailing techniques, but you have to give credit to Marcus Williams because we bracket coverage, Devontae Adams a lot. So Marshawn Lattimore is going to get a bulk of that credit. But without that safety help from Jenkins and Marcus Williams, that it might have went different. So you have to give credit to those safeties as well as Lattimore, for keeping one of the best receivers, top 5 receiver in the NFL, in check, with a great quarterback. Also, the D-line played great, man. Defensive tackles didn't miss a beat without Rankins and I don't know why my mind's drawing a blank. Oh, Anyamata. Obviously, we lost our 2 D tackles from last year. Anyamata suspended, but that D-line did not miss a beat. So you gotta respect to Roach, Tuttle, and all the guys that played. They stepped up, did a great job. Still good against the run. The experts all say we're gonna miss those guys. We're gonna miss this and miss that, but Saints' run defense is still stout as ever. Quan looked good. DeMario was quiet, but everybody couldn't have a great game. We held them to 3 points, so quiet is good, man. If I don't hear your name, that means you're probably not getting beat. So that's a great thing. Gordon Johnson played well, even though kind of upset at him because he kind of gave away the shutout with the hands to the face, but neither here nor there. Not really upset. That's a joke, by the way, because obviously everybody played great. I do want to point out Paulson Adebo, man. I don't know what that was. I don't know if y'all heard that, but yeah, Paulson Adebo. Great game, man. They tried him a couple times. Aaron Rodgers kept going at the rookie. I think he went at him at 3 plays in a row at one point, and he held his own. Obviously, he got the interception on Aaron Rodgers in the red zone. That's a big interception. Credit to Cam Jordan on that play because he got pressure on Rodgers. Adebo got the pick, runs it back 40, 50 yards. That was great, momentum changing because I believe it was 17-3 at that point or something like that. I could be wrong. Could be getting everything mixed up, but still, nonetheless, big pick from him. Changed the game. That honestly wrapped the game up right there. So credit to Adebo, credit to Sean Payton and Dennis Allen for trusting him, starting him, as a rookie against the Packers. That's a tough, thing to do as a rookie who missed their entire junior year at Stanford. So he looked great out there. And I'm expecting much more from him, man. He started his campaign for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and that's the way to start it. Now moving to the offensive side of the ball. Who could I start with right here? Everyone played great on the offensive side of the ball as well. I'll start with the offensive line. Those guys were amazing, man. Even though McCoy went down, they still played great as a unit. Not really much more to say about them. That's the best unit in the NFL, and I expect to see that week in and week out from those guys. So excited to see that. Excited to see Will Clapp get thrown in that lineup this week against the Panthers. We'll see how that looks. Wide receivers, if we had any, what's the word I'm looking for here? If we had any, I don't want to say letdown, but anybody that just probably underperformed, it would probably be the wide receivers. Callaway, Zaire Alexander was guarding him, so I knew that was going to be a tough day for him just right off the bat. That's a top 5 corner in his league. Callaway is inexperienced. As good as Callaway's looked, he's still an inexperienced wide receiver, still young, still learning the game. That was a tough matchup for him. Even though Hogan scored a touchdown, that was basically all Jameis from scrambling, got him open. Deontay Harris did have that bomb, and I'm glad we get to see that the deep ball is back. Jameis threw it about 60 yards in the air, second highest air yardage, in the NFL that week. I think it was like 59 point something, only behind Russell Wilson. So the deep ball's back. But the wide receivers, man, they were just just a little meh. That's what I like to call it, meh. But hey, man, you take it. If the wide receivers play like that and we still won 38-3, can't complain. Another guy I want to highlight, Juwan Johnson, man. He only had 3 catches, I believe, but 2 huge catches in the end zone. The first ball from Jameis Winston, I think he 4th down, just threw it up, gave him a chance. Guy made a hell of a catch. I see why Gardner Johnson was calling him baby Megatron all throughout training camp. Heck of a catch, and I think the second touchdown may have been better. Bad ball by Jameis Winston, wide open in the end zone by Juwan Johnson, makes a hell of a leaping catch to secure that, and scores another touchdown. And I think we all seen enough to say that he's probably tight end 1 at the moment. Troutman had a couple drops and things like that. It was his first game. Not going to kill him for that, but we're going to need those balls to be caught, especially if you're going to be getting, valuable snaps and things like that. But yeah, it looks clear to me that Juwan Johnson is going to take over that tight end 1 role, and do that. Also, I do want to highlight Taysom Hill, man. I know a lot of people killed him all preseason because it was a quarterback competition, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But, man, at the end of the day, The man wanted the chance to play quarterback. You got to respect it. He went out there, did the best he could, didn't win a job, didn't complain, didn't pout. Man came in and basically was our starting fullback because we didn't have a fullback active. So Taysom Hill came in, played fullback, played tight end, played special teams, and that's what you want from somebody. If you want to win a Super Bowl, man, you need guys like that. Didn't go how he wanted, in preseason and the offseason, lost his job. That he technically was the first starter because he came out there first, so he was technically the starting quarterback. Didn't win that job. Jameis Winston took over and obviously looked great doing it. And Taysom Hill came in and just did his thing at every other position, which is his best role, which I think he's finally realizing that. Sean Payton knows that, and he's still going to be a top 10, top 15 player for us. So we're going to still need him, those packages and things like that. So respect to Taysom Hill. Last but not least, Jameis Winston. I mean, what more can I say? 5 touchdowns. I mean, perfect passer rating. Like, just a great first game from him. Decision making was absolutely perfect. He did get away with an interception. They call roughing the passer. So I'm also not mad at that decision though. Like he said, it's all about decisions, not results. He threw a bad ball, but the decision to throw that pass, down the seam to Juwan Johnson was not bad. He just has to hit him back shoulder right there. He throws it low, gets tips, popped up, interception. Luckily, we get bailed out right there. They call roughing the passer. So appreciate the NFL for finally giving us one. Those calls usually go against us, so maybe our luck's changing with the league as well. But other than that, one pass, Jameis Winston played great. 5 touchdowns, 2 to Johnson, Kamara, Deontay Harris, blanking on the last one. Oh, Hogan. That's the 5 touchdown passes. So man, what a great game from him. I'm expecting to see much more. We didn't really need him, even though he threw 5 touchdowns. That was kind of deceptive because he kind of red zone touchdowns, and the one bomb to Deontay Harris. We just ran the ball, and a couple play actions in the red zone. Got him those touchdown passes because I think he only threw for 148. So we didn't really sling it around like that. Still in all, he played a great game. Special teams as well. Can't forget special teams. Shout out to Rosas, man. Went perfect. All his extra points were made. 5 extra points, I believe. Yeah, 5 extra points. 1 field goal was made. The first field goal to start the game off. So that was a big field goal to start that game off after that first drive. Good for him, man. I was kind of, shaky, suspect on a kicker. So I'm glad he came in and performed well, did his thing. Also, Gilligan, man. That punter, he's the real deal, man. He averaged 51 yards a punt, 52 yards a punt, something like that. We're going to need that. That's a field, altering punch right there. If you can average over 50 yards a kick, you'll be in this league for a long time, man. Also, I know a lot of y'all are here for the film. I promise you, as soon as I get it, I'm getting to work on the NFL release a statement that said either middle of this week or week 2. If it's week 2, it's going to kind of piss me off. So hopefully we're going to get it the middle of this week. Guys like Nick Underhill, some of the big Saints reporters already have it. Sorry, I'm not there yet. Shout out to them, though. They've been doing this for a very, very long time. They deserve to get whatever, inside film they get. But once they release it to me and to the public, I should say not really the public, but once I get it, hopefully, like they said for everyone else, middle of the week or week 2, we'll get right into diving into that. Hopefully we get it before, we get to play this Panthers game because I want to dive into that. I've watched the game again, but it's not like the angles you can get on the, the all-22 film, the coaches film. So be on the lookout for that, man. I promise you it's coming. Also, the Panthers game, obviously, next week. We'll touch more on that, when it gets closer. But I'm ready for CMC versus Alvin Kamara, man. Hey, it's the battle for the best running back in the league. I'm going to be looking forward to that. I'll have a lot of stuff on that coming up later, bro. Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I really appreciate the love I've been getting, so far on this channel. Subscribers are going up, views are going up, things like that. So I really appreciate all of y'all who tune in. If you made it this far, I appreciate you, man. But throw them likes on that video, man. Like that video up. We're going to try to get this video to 100 likes. See if we can do that. Man, but thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe. Do all that good stuff, bro. But yeah, it's the Boo Tragedy and I'm out.